Oh, no, I'm just making up words. Hi, this is Jenna.
Now we're live.
Hi, this is Jenna.
And this is Heather.
This is Conspiracies Unlocked. And we'll just start getting straight into it. So we're just going to start the recording, and I'm just going to reintroduce ourselves, because that's what we do around here. Ready, set, and go. Hi, this is Jenna.
And this is Heather.
And this is Conspiracies Unlocked. I always try to do it different ways.
You're sounding so like, I don't know if it's because it's February and we're getting close to Valentine's Day, but you sound very like romantic.
Oh, yes.
It's Conspiracies Unlocked.
We have twinkles in our eyes. Where love and matchmaking is had. Join us for Conspiracies Unlocked.
Love is blooming.
Is it though?
Not really.
No. Okay.
Rain is coming.
Rain has already been, and now it's leaving.
Well, no, I guess you could say love is blooming because it's been raining and now the flowers are blooming. Or at least in my house, all the weed flowers are blooming.
We have a big hill behind our house. It's like the neighbor's house. It's their field. But I was looking at it, and they had all the pink weeds on it, like, a few years ago. And I told my mother-in-law, I was like, look how pretty the field is. And she's like, yeah, they're weeds. We gotta kill them all. And I'm like, oh, my God. So much for that beauty thing.
Our house gets a lot of the little yellow flowers.
Yeah, the little dandelions.
Dandelions, and then also, what did my daughter call them today? She said the name of them. I totally forgot. Milkweed or something? Or lemongrass? I don't know. Some other flower.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Some sort of weed.
It's a weed, yeah.
That would give my mother, like, twitches in her eyes.
But they're yellow. They're really vibrant. And they're starting to bloom already right now.
Mm.
And my succulents are blooming, too. They have little white flowers on them.
The desert is not desert. It's green.
Oh, did you hear Saudi Arabia is green?
Yeah. So the desert isn't green like that. There's still dirt everywhere. But our desert is now, the cactuses are green. Where there are trees or where there is, like, bushes or anything that's usually brown, dried up, like, really brittle, it's, like, green and lush. And yeah, it's, like, it's different colors. Instead of just being brown and dark brown and maybe, like, a little light green here and there, it's, like, different colors of green. We have different, like, shades of green now with different shades of brown. So it's really pretty right now to look at, especially in the parts of the field of the desert that are, like, inhabited.
Inhabited, like non-habit.
Forming.
without creatures.
Well, without human living creatures, because humans destroy everything. So without the humans in it, that's really, like, very pretty. But anyways, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, I have it titled as a Devil's Cave because we are going to talk about the Devil's Cave in great detail. But before we get to Devil's Cave, I want to talk about some experiences that people have been telling me about recently.
Okay.
Randomly, I don't know if it's because people that I know, they know that we do this podcast. So you know how people always come to us with different stories or encounters or things that they...
Conspiracies. Like, we get calls all the time for that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, you should do an episode on this or that. So I had... I'm going to say 2 of the stories, but 3 different people had came to me talking about their experiences with trolls, spirits, and specifically in caves and cenotes.
Really? What's cenotes?
Cenote is a cave, basically.
Oh, okay.
So they call them in, like, Mexico and Central America.
And there was 3 different people, like, just randomly?
Yeah, so it was...
That's so funny.
A listener... 2 listeners, and then 1 is a neighbor.
Oh, wow. So they don't even know.
Actually, 2 neighbors.
So they don't even know. Well, their neighbors might know each other, but the listeners don't know each other. And, like, so there's no connection. It's not like you were in a room with 3 people and they started to tell you and be like, oh, yeah, I had a troll. Oh, yeah, over here in this cave. Over here.
Yeah.
That's so random. I'm excited.
Totally separate, isolated, and they approached me with the stories.
So it must be real.
I don't know. I hope so because it's very interesting. So, talking to many people about their experiences, I've been hearing so many stories again about trolls, spirits, and caves specifically. Mm-hmm. I had obviously to do a story about the encounters because it was very interesting to me. We have not done a story on trolls or caves. Well, we did do the cave in the biggest cave with the 2 rainforests, but they didn't have any trolls in it.
No, there was nothing scary other than things without eyes.
Like blind bats and stuff. Yeah. And then this is going to spread over many different countries. Okay. So let's start with the folklore. And then we'll get into like the personal encounters that they have told me. Okay, so trolls are mythical creatures that appear in folklore over various different cultures, particularly in Scandinavia and Norse mythology and storytelling traditions. These creatures are often depicted as large humanoid beings living in isolated areas like mountains, caves, dense forests, and even oceans.
Really?
Yeah. Did you know that
doing
they
in the
can live in oceans?
What?
I know. I never knew this.
Well, they can live underneath the bridge, so that's water. But a whole ocean, that's pretty gnarly.
Yeah. So they
have water trolls.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. But so we'll get into it. So as I was researching it more, I found these different. I never knew about the oceans, rivers. It's oceans, rivers, and lakes.
Cool.
Not just oceans. So let's talk about the characteristics of trolls. Obviously, they can vary across different traditions, but there's common traits that kind of link them all together. So the physical appearance of trolls. Trolls are typically portrayed as large, evil, and powerful beings. With some variations in appearance, they may have grotesque features and they're depicted as being ugly. They would have large noses, warts, long shaggy hair, and it's said that their eyes and their noses would be like the size of plates. Like a plate you would eat on.
Yeah.
So you give you an idea of like how big the head would be.
Wow.
Like it would be like.
I didn't picture them that big. That's really big.
Really big, yeah.
I thought they were cute little, not little like that, but...
Like the ones from the 80s, the little trolls?
Yeah, no, I was thinking of trolls like the movie Trolls.
Well, it's all different.
Or not the movie Trolls, I'm sorry, not that one. I was thinking of Frozen.
Oh, were they...
trolls, and they're rocks, and they open up, and they're like trolls inside.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are trolls that are depicted as being little and tiny also.
Okay.
But mostly in stories... and this is going to
like the 3 Billy Goats gruff
Norse mythology.
Who's that tripping over my bridge? Isn't that troll underneath that says that?
Yeah, and he's big, isn't he? Yeah, he's not little.
He's bigger than the goat.
Yeah, he's pretty big.
Okay.
So they would have eyes and noses that would be the size of the plates, and they would often have more than one head, and that they would also have, some of them would be a cyclops.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, like, it depends on where you are. Yeah. And then some also would be really tiny, like you're talking about in the movie Trolls or in Frozen.
I wonder if that's the Cyclops, the third eye thing, isn't even real. I wonder if they, they're smart, so they, disguise themselves. And since you've never had...
No, trolls are not depicted as smart.
Oh,
They're
really?
depicted as being really dumb.
Oh, never mind then.
And not intelligent.
That's funny.
And now again, I'm first talking about Norse mythology and Scandinavian mythology.
Yeah.
So, in different cultures, they might be
smarter or not. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Like in Mexico, they are depicted as being more smart. But we'll get to Mexico. Right now, we're just talking about Scandinavian and Norse mythology. So then, they also have a sunlight aversion. So they do not like the sun.
Really?
In many traditions, trolls are said to be adverse to sunlight. Exposure to sunlight is often believed to turn them into stone.
Oh.
So they avoid it because they don't.
And where was the Scandinavian and where else?
Norse.
Norse?
Norse.
Isn't that Norwegian?
Yeah, in a Scandinavian
and
area.
Isn't that where Frozen takes place? And they're rocks.
Oh my gosh, wait, I think it is.
Yeah.
Wait, we should look that up. There, see, you always have a Disney connection. And I didn't even think about Frozen.
Here, let me see where Arendelle is, because that's where they live. Did you know that?
Yeah, and then it says also that as a result, trolls are nocturnal, or they like to live in dark places.
Northern Norway is where Arendelle's supposed to be.
Okay, so that's why.
That's why they're rocks.
That's why they're rocks.
Oh my gosh.
If they go in the sun, they're going to turn into rock. And do they come out at night in Frozen, right?
Well, they come out at all times, but they're like in a tree thing. Except for in Frozen 2, they were out in the sun and they didn't turn into rocks. They came out from their rock formation at one point. They rolled and then they popped up at the end of Frozen 2, and it was sunshiny and happy.
Oh, it was. Okay. Well, it is a Disney movie, so they can't make it all dark, but so they live in dark places. So that's where people say, like, oh, caves and forests, like dense forests and stuff.
It's really dense where they live in.
And even the ocean gets very, very dark if you go deep down in the ocean.
Yeah, you can't even see.
Yeah, there's no...
That's why the anglerfish is down there and stuff. I learned that from Nemo.
You're laughing off camera.
I know, but it's because the microphone is right there, so I don't want to get it. So I don't want to be too loud for those that are listening on Spotify or through their car radio or their earbuds.
We're always kind of loud though, so.
Yeah.
So then you did talk about bridges. They are guardian of bridges.
Okay.
They are the guardian. So
guarding that shit.
Yeah. So one well-known aspect of troll mythology involves them being guardians of bridges. They are said to demand tolls from those wishing to pass, and stories often involve clever individuals outsmarting the trolls to cross the bridge because the trolls are not very smart.
Okay.
They're big and they're like muscly and like scary, but like they're not very smart. Like you can get past them fairly easily.
I'm trying to think what he wanted from the Three Billy Goats Gruff story.
I don't remember that story. Like
you don't?
No, I don't remember it.
What?
I know what you're talking about.
So sad because Brad never listened to the fairy tale stories or doesn't remember them, and I remember all of them. And I just got the book, Fairly Stupid Fairy Tales. It's the Stinky Cheese Man and Fairly Stupid Fairy Tales book that I had when I was younger. And the boys don't know the Gingerbread Man. They don't know any of the books or Red Riding Hood. And I'm like, well, yeah, what? I don't know because my parents didn't read it to me. I just know the stories and they're depicted in so many different ways. I mean, how can you watch Shrek even? Those are all based off of fairy tales.
Yeah, you would so when they're watching Shrek, they think those are made up. They don't understand
where it comes from.
Wow, yeah. They need more fairy tales in their life.
Apparently. And I'm giving them the Stinky Cheese Man, so I don't know.
I don't know who the Stinky Cheese Man is. So trolls, they are also forest dwellers.
Mm-hmm.
Trolls are sometimes associated with forests and wilderness, and they may be depicted as living in remote areas, deep in the high woods or in the high mountains, and also in caves. Here's one I didn't know about. Regeneration.
Okay,
so some trolls attribute
like procreation? Like how do they have sex and have babies?
No.
How do they regenerate?
No. They can, I can't pronounce the word well. Regenerative abilities to trolls. In certain stories, trolls can heal rapidly from injuries, making them formidable opponents. So that's one reason.
So they like cut off an arm and then they can grow another one. Yeah. Not to that extent, I'm sure, but
I think that goes with part of. I mean, this is like a general, but like I know in Mexico, specifically in El Salvador, they believe them to be more like demons and shapeshifters. And we'll get there. But I think that might have something to do with the ability to heal from the injuries and to be able to like change.
That would make sense.
If they're shape-shifting,
yeah.
You know, if they want
just like Maui from Moana. This is a major Disney day for me.
It is. Well, yeah, we haven't even.
It's like
we're only on page 2. Okay, wait till this is just like the basic info
This is a major Disney day. I'm really missing Disneyland. I almost drove there last week. I got mad at Brad, and I was halfway there.
Do you remember that last year we talked about going to Disney in January so we can do a Disney episode, and we were like, okay, we're going to go there, and we're going to go around, we're going to film and get footage, and we'll make it a fun day, but a work day. We were supposed to do that this past January.
And we
didn't go. It's already February.
They have tickets right now, and I don't want to tell people because I don't want them to go.
But it's a leap year.
But they have tickets right now for, and I'll tell you about that too. They have tickets for if you buy one, you get the kid for $50. And you can do up to 4 kids.
I can look small.
No, so we'll just take Cody or somebody with us. Cody's great at Disneyland. But the on the 29th, I don't know if they still do this, but pre-COVID, they would stay open from the 28th all the way through the 1st on leap years. Like, the 29th doesn't exist.
Oh, yeah.
So
it is. That's why I was like, it's a
24
leap year.
hours that they're open, or they'll reopen at like 2 a.m. and not close until like the night. Something happens, but I don't know if they still do it. They used to do it pre-COVID.
Well,
and the COVID year might be the last year they did because they got shut down like 2 weeks after that.
This is kind of sad news, and you might already know this, but
I don't want to talk about it.
Why? You already know what I'm gonna say.
What are you gonna say?
It's about Disneyland.
I know.
What?
About the which ride? Oh my god, what ride? The roller coaster, the Incredicoaster?
No.
Which one?
I work with 2 ladies that love Disney, and they have the same love for Disney like you do. And I keep saying, I need to introduce you to Jenna because blah, 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 blah. They're always like, Disney, 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 right? Not always, but one girl recently went, and the Haunted Mansion is shut down for like a year. They're remodeling it.
They're doing it to Incredicoaster too.
Yeah.
They're doing it to, obviously, Splash Mountain's turning into Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Yeah. I think there's talks about Thunder Mountain as well. Yeah. They are doing it all over the park, and maybe that's why it's so fucking cheap right now to go. Yeah. I don't know.
A lot of the stuff is, like, shut down.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know, sad news, but...
Okay. Go on with your story.
Okay. So, as I bite my nail here, we need to get our nails done. Okay. It is important, and...
Do we need to stop recording really quick so we can bleep that out?
I don't know. I have like a live... Just hold on. We're having a live moment here. This happens.
Yeah, have a live moment.
We will stop for a second. It says, Disney has become too woke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And hi, Julie. I did see you. I was trying to wave at you. Julie is one of the ladies I was talking about.
Yeah.
And the other lady is
so fucking
Yesenia.
annoying. I don't think that I could ever go back.
So,
oh my god, you're gonna kill me.
Hi Carlos, hi Daniel, hi Brian, hi Yavor. I love Disney. Yes, hi Julie.
Where?
I was saying, I didn't want to say her name, but I was like, she doesn't care.
You want to go to Disney with us?
Yeah, you should come to Disney with us.
Oh my gosh, we'd have
She's
so
off
much
the same
fun.
days I am.
Oh really?
Yeah, we have the same days off, but we work different. Well, I shouldn't talk about any of her stuff on live, so we're gonna stop right there.
Yeah, but we should maybe go on a Wednesday.
We're just gonna stop right there.
Tuesday, I don't know.
We'll have to talk about it after because I don't want to say all of our personal stuff on live, Julie.
Yeah, but anyways, okay.
But yeah, we'll definitely should.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I guess we'll just keep going and I'll just fix it later. Okay, press, okay, are we ready? Mm-hmm. Where are you starting from? 1, 2, 3, and?
It's important to note that specific characteristics and stories about trolls can vary widely depending on cultural context. While trolls are commonly associated with Scandinavian folklore, variations of these creatures can be found in mythology of other regions as well. Troll legends are extremely old and go back many years, going back to 1844 with fairy tales and folklores in Asbjørnsen and Moe's Norwegian folk tales, where trolls were the main characters. Gods and humans were trolls' enemies, and they were angered by the smell of Christian children's blood.
Oh my gosh, because that's like a genetic trait is Christian children.
Yeah, specifically Christian children's blood. Trolls mostly liked living in cold countries.
Uh-huh.
But oceans and forests have also been in the legend of trolls. There is a trolls theme park that one could go and visit if you wanted to. It is located in Hunderfossen Family Park. It is an amusement park north of Lillehammer in the province of
Oppland
in Norway.
So really quick, Heather had to...
I don't know how to say it. I'm Norwegian.
And so
I don't know how to talk this way.
Right before we started to record, she's like, how do you pronounce these words? And so we were like, we were trying to figure out how to say them all. And so we kept being like, what was the one word?
Oppland.
Hunderfossen.
Hunderfossen.
Yeah, I think we got that one really good.
Hunderfossen Family Park. Hunderfossen Family Park is the name of the amusement park.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Amusement park. This amusement park is one of Norway's biggest tourist attraction. So if you ever go to Norway, you have to go to this troll amusement park.
Hunderfossen Family Park.
With over 275,000 visitors each summer.
How many?
275,000.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Not like Disney, but for
random
Norway. That's really cool.
It also has a winter park, which opens from February to mid-March. So then that's probably more like, I don't know, I'm guessing you go ice skating. I don't know what they do. The park was founded in 1984 and currently has more than 60 attractions.
All around trolls.
All around trolls.
That's awesome. We should go.
We should
Field trip.
Go. Field trip.
Who's coming?
Who's going to Norway with us? To Hunderfossen. Many of the rides and attractions are themed after or inspired by Norwegian folktales by Peter Christian Assenbornsen and Jorgen Moe. I told you were going to have to say the Norwegian names. This park is featured in an episode of the Netflix original series, Lillehammer.
That is what Brad is watching right now.
Season 1, episode 8, titled Trolls.
I wonder if he's watching it literally right now. He just started it too.
In the movie Troll, the Norwegian army tries to destroy the troll, which ravages Norway above the park without success. So, yeah, if you have been watching the Netflix original series...
That is so funny. I just texted Brad to see what season and episode he's on.
Yeah.
He's at home, watching it right now.
Lillehammer.
Oh, my God.
Then you can possibly see this troll attraction.
That is so awesome. I want to go back and watch it now.
Isn't that funny? It's so random.
I know.
See how, the universe works. Trolls have also been featured in Nordic literature, art, and music. During the 1800s, one of the most famous was Theodor Kittelsen's fairy tale illusions. Hendrik...
oh my gosh.
Ibsens? I can't say these names.
Theodor Kittelsen's fairy tale illustrations and Henrik Ibsen's dramatic poem Pure Giant from 1867 premiered February 24th, 1878.
1876.
Oh, I can't read that far. I don't have my glasses on. I can read, just not that far.
So it's Gint, right? Gint?
Giant.
Giant?
Yeah.
Giant. Pure Giant.
Or it's Giant.
Giant.
Giant. I'm saying Giant.
Pure Giant is a 5-act play in verse by the Norwegian dramatics Henrik, how do you say his name again? Ibsen?
Yeah, Ibsen.
It is one of the most widely performed Norwegian plays. Pure Giant chronicles the journey of its title character from the Norwegian mountains to the North African desert and back. According to Klaus van den Berg, its origins are romantic, But the play also anticipates the fragmentations of emerging modernism. And the cinematic script blends poetry with social satire and realistic scenes with surreal ones. Peer Gynt has also been described as the story of a life based on procrastination and avoidance. In the poem, the main character meets trolls and mythical beings in, this is another word,
Devereux Gubbins Hall.
Devereux
Gubbins.
Devereux Gubbins Hall inside of a mountain. The trolls have tails, and Peer will also get a tail if he does not leave the mountain but shun the daylight. This was the first time that trolls were depicted of having tails.
Oh.
In the poem, the trolls are intelligent. As usually, they are depicted as being very stupid. The troll's message and the theme of it is be true to yourself and to hell with the world.
It's a good message.
Yeah. And
I mean, honestly,
I tried to look for like the poem itself, but then I realized that it says it's a poem, but it is a 5-act play, and you can get a book on like Amazon or something. It's a really old book, and there's also on YouTube there are people who have done the play not recently, but more recently. If you want to watch it, you can watch it. But it did premiere on February 24th, 1876. So it's obviously a remake.
Yeah.
There are also old legends of Noken. I don't know how to say this.
Nucken.
Okay. Nucken. Nucken, it translates to the neck. So Nucken are invisible water spirits. This is where we get to the ocean.
Oh, wow.
Nuckens are invisible water spirits which live by the ocean and other waterways, including lakes and rivers. Nuckens are evil, and they're related to demons and people of the underworld. It's a troll, but it's a Nucken troll.
Type of troll.
Yeah. This troll can shapeshift into a stunning gray horse and often appears as a handsome young man playing the fiddle to seduce young women.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because in Frozen 2, remember Elsa rides the horse, but it's a water horse. It's made of water. It's not a troll.
But it could be a shape-shifting troll.
Because there's no matter to it. There's no physical being. It's just the water. Because the water is one of the 5 elements.
Oh, yeah.
And we find out Elsa is the 5th element. Sorry, spoiler.
Ether.
Yeah, sorry.
Ether.
Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Frozen 2, sorry, you should have already seen it.
This troll can shapeshift into a stunning gray horse or a very attractive man playing the fiddle. He will use an enchanting song and music to put a spell on his victims. This type of troll lives near the water edge, not necessarily in the ocean like a siren, because a siren also uses music and song to lure. I keep saying he, but because it says that this troll transforms into a man. Didn't say this troll could be female. So I don't know how there's just only males.
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever seen a female troll other than like in movies and stuff. But trolls are usually depicted as like old grumpy men.
Yeah, it's male. So I just keep saying he, but when I say he, I mean troll, but it's the same. It's interchangeable. So he does lure humans and animals from the shore into the ocean. It's usually after sunset or getting close to sunset. Because remember, they don't like the sun. Still, this one doesn't like the sun. Yeah. So it's after sunset. And then he will just drown them. Basically drown them, eat them. That's it.
Spooky.
This
carnivore.
Oh, yeah. But this type of troll has targets. It targets babies, small children, and pregnant women.
Probably for the baby blood.
Right?
Adrenochrome.
It's just so creepy. This type of troll is very depressed and very lonely. And it understands it can never go to heaven. These legends came about when people would drown in the waters or commit suicide near the water, or bad weather would cause like boats to crash or like different things.
Anything bad happened to the river, by the water, it would be the trolls did it. Blame it on the trolls.
Yeah. And it was all associated with the neck, which is like the neck troll. It is thought these stories were to keep children out of the water's edge of like any water. It did talk about oceans a lot.
That makes sense. Why it targets children because as like what's it called? A warning story.
Yeah, or like, pregnant women, maybe because the women are they're pregnant, so like to protect them, they're vulnerable. Like, you know, they don't want the baby to get like don't go swimming, you're pregnant. The water neck will come and get you. Yeah. Like, even though it's totally fine to swim when you're pregnant.
But up until the 60s, they didn't know that. Even when my grandma was pregnant, she was pregnant in like the 50s. She was told like not to go swimming because you drown the baby.
Oh, this goes back to the 1800s.
That's what I'm saying.
Like this is back
60, 70 years ago. They still believed that if you could take a shower and stuff, but if you submerged your body into a like water, like a pool or lake, that you would drown your baby because water would get up in there and drown your baby. It didn't realize that the
baby's in a sack of water.
In a sack of water. Yeah, they didn't realize that at the time.
That is so weird. I never knew that. Yeah, so it is thought that that's why these stories came about. Basically also to kind of make sense of unknown causes of drownings and death. Because they could easily say, it was the neck. Yeah. The neck came and the neck took them. Yeah. You know? So
you could probably get away with murder pretty easily back then. Drown a person, throw them in the lake and be like, sorry, it was the trolls.
It was the neck.
Whoops.
So, kind of like, now we're going to flip to Mexico. So that's like the Scandinavian Norris and like kind of like the colder,
the colder areas
northern.
Of trolls. Yeah.
Now we're going southern.
Yeah. South of the equator. And I kind of transition over to information about my children. So over winter break, my children went exploring in Mexico. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so this is kind of like, because I thought about the cenotes. So this is how, another reason why it kind of came about. So they traveled from Valladolid to Playa del Carmen in Mexico, and they spent a week exploring Mayan ruins, the jungle. They saw monkeys, deers, raccoons, and they explored the cenotes or caves. They went scuba diving, coral reefs in the Caribbean Sea, and there is a lot of cenotes or caves in this area of Mexico. And a little bit about it is,
I wonder if there's so many caves in Mexico because it's untouched. We're here. Like, maybe there used to be a cave here, but they've bulldozed everything down.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's so built up. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, the area they were, there was, like, it was built up, but then a lot of it wasn't, because it's a lot of jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of jungle.
Because you think about it, and, like, even, like, everywhere, there seems to be caves everywhere. Like, even in the hills, like, right over there, there's, like, caves and stuff, you know?
Yeah, so where they were located was in, the state of Yucatan, Mexico, and the eastern part of the Yucatan Peninsula. Peninsula.
No, that's not how you say it.
I know.
It's a peninsula.
Peninsula.
I'm like, no, stop trying. It's getting worse.
Having a podcast and like a speech impediment, just like
it's not working.
It's not working out. Okay, so the area that they were in was founded in 1548 by Francisco del Moncio, and it was one of the Spanish conquistadors. There's many cenotes all around there. They are natural sinkholes or swimming holes formed by the collapse of cave systems.
Ooh.
And then cenotes are popular for swimming and exploring.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. They are also, it's also an ancient city known for the Mayan culture. So where they went there, they saw a lot of, like, they didn't see the Mayan, I guess they're pyramids, but they're like the ruins. Yeah. I would say ruins.
So they didn't see the big Mayan pyramid? I thought they saw the big
No, they did, but I don't know if it's a pyramid. I guess it's a pyramid.
It's a huge ass pyramid.
Yeah, it is a pyramid, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, so there's pyramids all over the world.
Yeah, which is so interesting that's a whole different, just continue forward. Yeah, that's a whole different story.
They went into cenotes, they went swimming in the water, they did the whole deal. A little bit about Playa del Carmen. It is situated along the Caribbean Sea in the Riviera. It also is a Maya region of Mexico, and it is also part of the Yucatan Peninsula. Yeah, so I had a lot of information about Playa del Carmen, but it doesn't really matter, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just the area that they were in. So when they went there and they told me about the cenotes, I think that's what I only bring that up is because I think I started talking to people about, they went to the cenotes. And then that's when people started telling me their stories about these devil cave trolls in Mexico. And in Mexico, they definitely believe that they're demons.
Wow.
So it's totally different from the Norse and Scandinavian take on it. They do believe in Mexico, they do believe that there's giant trolls. Definitely. I'm going to post a video of a giant troll that was just spotted in Mexico just in this past week, that I found on TikTok, and I'll source it. But, I asked my children, like, did you feel anything weird? Did you see anything? They did not. So they did not see anything weird. But in Mexico and Central America, specifically in El Salvador, they have very similar legends of trolls who live in caves and forests. They don't have any stories about them living by rivers or water there. It's specifically in the caves and the forest. So it's a little bit different, but it's similar. A few of the encounters, which I've been told personally, are what I'm going to discuss now. So we're going to travel to the Devil's Cave in Mazatlán, Mexico. It is one of the most visited tourist attractions in Mazatlán due to the mystery of the cave, which is also known as Cueva del Diablo, which basically means the Devil's Cave.
Yeah. Cave of the Devil.
Cave of the Devil. The Devil's Cave is situated on the cliffs overlooking the Pacific Ocean. It is famous for its stunning views. Obviously it's situated in a very beautiful, picturesque place. Mazatlán is known for being very pretty, and it's a big tourist attraction.
Not that I've ever been there. I've heard it's so pretty.
Yeah, I used to work for a dentist, and they used to go to Mazatlán all the time for family vacations and stuff. So it's definitely a place that a lot of people do like to travel to. And Devil's Cave is one of kind of a tourist attraction. It is famous. It's a famous cave. People have been exploring it for over 200 years.
Wow.
And it was actually formed thousands of years ago. It is a huge rock formation. And I'm going to try to say the name. It's stalactites and stalagmites.
Stalagmites
is what it is formed. It does have an open chamber that you can explore, and you can go into the cave. There are legends and tales of this cave. The locals claim that there are this is a quote that someone told me, little devil troll spirits which live in the cave. They are like a ghost, but they will suddenly appear and follow you home if you are open to them.
Oh no.
They are not giants, as some of the other troll legends. They are more like a small children, and they are evil, and they will trick you and they will scare you. While visiting, people have reported a very uneasy feeling exploring the Devil's Cave, and they have thought that they have seen these little trolls run by suddenly and disappear.
I feel like no matter what cave I would be exploring, I have an uneasy feeling. That's like going into an abandoned house and then being like, everyone says they have an uneasy feeling. Well, yeah, you're in a fucking abandoned house. I have an uneasy feeling of walking down the road in the middle of the night, too. If it's all like down a back alley, it doesn't mean it's haunted. I just think it's funny when, everybody reports that they have an uneasy feeling. Well, yeah, you're in the fucking cave. Why would you not have an uneasy feeling? I would be concerned if you didn't have an uneasy feeling.
Well, these little trolls, they not only run by and then like suddenly they'll disappear. They'll tease the visitors, throw rocks at them, make noises at them to try to scare them. The locals are so worried about these trolls in this area that live nearby, and ones that visit and they go home, they leave offerings outside of their homes.
Oh, wow, that's smart. That way they'll be like, okay, here's something, and then you can have it and just leave me alone now after they visited. That's smart.
Yeah, so they will leave.
That's really smart. We should probably do that if we go to any place like that is haunted or anything. Maybe put some crucifixes outside of our door if we go to a haunted house. Like, I'm just saying, I'm just spitballing here, but...
Yeah, I know. We need to protect ourselves. So they will leave plates of food, including different types of fruits, breads, and they leave coins.
Oh.
Coins, money. So that the trolls will not enter their homes.
That's awesome.
They have been thought to steal food and money from the locals and haunt the homes if the offerings are not provided.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So there are some other, what is the word? Legends and tales.
Yeah.
There's also, and this is also all associated with the Devil's Cave, pirates' treasure.
Ooh.
Some legends suggest that pirates once used this cave to safeguard their hidden treasures, and that explorers had gone there looking for pirates' treasure in the past, and then they had said, "Oh no, that's like it's a devil cave. It's like to deter people from going there looking for the pirates' treasure." So it was kind of like they're saying it turned into like a myth, like so people wouldn't look for the treasure. But whether or not
that's how it got its name.
I don't know. Whether or not treasure was ever found, I don't know. I tried to look up more information, but it was inconclusive. I wasn't able to see if there really was.
Are you going to talk about how it got its name? I just Googled a quick Google of like how did Devil's Cave get its name in Mazatlán. Are you going to talk about that at all?
I don't know. Possibly.
Okay, well then I'll do it at the very end then. I'll just read what it says really quick.
So, another tale is the Devil's Release. Another tale recounts that during construction work near the hill of Naviria?
Sure, Naviria.
Naviria, workers claim to hear the devil's eerie sounds emanating from within the cave. So that's another reason why they thought it was the Devil's Cave. Yeah. It's because they would hear like these sounds. There's also been curious disappearances. Curious people who have gone to the cave have just vanished without a trace. So there's people that have gone there and I don't know if they got lost or injured or whatever, or the devil troll got them. There's also been supposed prisoners of the cave. Grandparents who like lived there forever, and it's like kind of like they put it down to the youngins, whisper that those who dare to enter become prisoners until the next day, emerging frightened and smelling of sulfur. Wow. There's also been a carnival night incident. On a carnival night, 2 individuals urgently were like looking for a restroom. So they went into the cave to like relieve themselves, and they were like never seen again. So they don't know what happened to them. Like they disappeared in the cave. On the historical side, documents regarding the Devil's Cave revealed that the cave once served as a dynamite deposit during the extraction of minerals from the de la Nevera for constructing the
Olas Atlas Jadi.
The cave emitted a distinctive sulfur smell, leading to the ominous
moniker La Cueva del Diablo.
Yeah, so that's how they got the name, from what I found. So what did you find?
Well, that's interesting that both would have sulfur, so that means that there's something in the ground that's emitting that is sulfuric for everybody to be smelling that.
And maybe that's why, if the sulfur is getting to them, maybe they think they see shit because they're hallucinating because the sulfur is fucking with them.
We unlocked the devil's cave, guys!
I don't know. What did you find there?
Well, now I want to see if sulfur can make you hallucinate.
Maybe.
Make hallucinations.
Well, can it, like, just kill you if you have too much sulfur?
My mom was allergic. That's all I know about it. I don't know anything else about it. I don't know. No, it's low in toxicity to people. Ingesting too much may cause a burning sensation or diarrhea. And breathing, it can just irritate the airways. So, okay, so good thing though. You were on the good track.
I thought
maybe
all
went to shit. Don't worry, I fixed it. So what I found, which is it was the first thing that popped up, and it's from Wikipedia, which is not where we source our shit. So, but it just says the cave's name is derived from a dark streak in the rocks outside the cave's entrance. Legend tells the mark was left by Lucifer as he was fleeing an image of Saint Bartholomew in 1737. Bartholomew Arzans de Orsua y Vele described the ravine and its demonic presence.
Well, that goes with demonic. They believe it's more demonic.
And then another thing that I saw, and I don't know where I saw it from, but another thing said that animals kept like disappearing near the cave. And then when they finally explored the cave, they like not animals, just like random animals, but like farm animals, you know?
Oh yeah, I
so
know,
they're
like
accounted.
Cows
They're like accounted for animals, not just like a monkey fell in or some shit. And they were like, oh no, it's the devil's cave is doing it. And then they finally explored the whole caves and the whole cave system, and they found all of the animals dead. But it's because they fell in through a hole.
So they fell and they died.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know where I even saw that from. I just saw it like while I was scrolling right now while you've been talking about it. I've like everything that she does, I'm like, oh, let me see a picture of it. Let me see that.
Yeah.
So I keep like Googling everything while she's talking. But what else I thought was interesting, I'm so visual, so I have to like see all that. But everything else, so the Devil's Cave, like the entrance of it is spooky. It has a red gate with a devil face on it, and it says Diablo at the top. And so there's other ways to get in it, I can see. And then
they painted a devil on one of the side walls in the back.
And then there's like on the gate is painted red, and there's a lock on it, and there's a pitchfork above it, and you can like open it, I guess, with the lock. But yeah, it's like a gate, like a wrought iron gate. It's super spooky.
Yeah, we'll post a picture of what the entrance looks like. Yeah. But you can actually go in it and tour it. I don't know how they do it.
You know what? I'm just looking at this. These are two different entrances. There's this entrance, and then there's this entrance, and there's two different entrances, and they are both wrought iron gated, like shut. There's two different gates leading to it. And then there's other ways to get in through waterway and stuff that I'm looking at, but this is Heather's episode, so I didn't really Google. I didn't research it until right now. So
yeah, I didn't research all of that. I just was like kind of doing a general thing about caves.
I just like this is just what's getting me interested while you're talking about it.
But the thing is the reason why I brought up the Mazatlán is because this is one of the ones that someone specifically told me about, that they went to it, or their family member went to it or something.
Oh, cool.
It was like one of their family members went. So that's why I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. So then we talk about El Salvador. So in El Salvador, there's extremely similar stories to the Mazatlán story. And this I personally was told by a neighbor of mine who actually lives part in El Salvador and part in San Diego. So a little bit about El Salvador, not much, but it is a small country located in Central America. It is bordered by Honduras to the northeast and Guatemala to the northwest, and the Pacific Ocean to the south. There's approximately 6.5 million people that live in El Salvador, and their currency is the U.S. dollar.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yep. U.S. dollar is their current currency.
How funny. I would think it would be like a peso or something.
No, but they're not part of Mexico. They're Central America.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Or like, yeah. Huh.
Yeah, and they did experience the Civil War from 1980 to 1992, characterized between government conflict between the leftist guerrilla groups, and the war had a significant social and economic impact on the country. So a little bit about the country is that they have a lot of volcanoes. So they're the way that, and this, which is this going back to the trolls, circling back to the trolls.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of jungle. They have a lot of mountains.
Everything
it's very
they
green.
like. Yeah.
They have coast also, Pacific coast. And they have a lot of volcanoes. They're like known for volcanoes, and they have a lot of earthquakes there.
Okay.
So that's just kind of like
of El Salvador earthquakes.
Yeah, how they are like not demographic, geological.
Yeah.
Geological. So in El Salvador, they believe that trolls inhabit the jungle and caves, similar as in Mexico. They also believe that these are devilish, ghostly creatures, and they will attack and kill you.
Wow.
So they believe not just they're going to haunt you and follow you, they're going to attack you and they're going to kill you. Like their main purpose is killing you, not to eat you. They're going to kill you because they're demons. And it's a demonic.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And
I knew trolls were like evil, but I didn't think they were so like.
No, in El Salvador, they're like the most evil.
Yeah.
Like it goes from like
they're just
as
like
you get lower, they're
just killing for sport at this point.
Well, they're just devils.
Yeah.
They're part of the underworld. And they can shapeshift into small animals like dogs and trick you. So you might see like a cute little dog and you go to pet it because you're like, oh, and it kills you. They're also known to become giant. So they're not just little. They can be little because they shapeshift. They can be little. They can be giant. And, like, giant as in, like, freaking 2 stories, like, giant. Like, like you're playing a video game and you have to kill the boss giant.
Yeah.
Like, they believe they're like that. Like,
wow.
Enormous. And, again,
that's crazy.
Whole goal is just to destroy you and kill you. People in El Salvador have also seen them around many volcanoes and believe that these are actually ancient beings who have been on Earth for thousands of years. Like, that they're still here. Like, it's not mythical. It's not, like, even though it's a demon, it's like, they do believe they're demonic, but they also believe that they're, like, just part of the Earth. Like, they're just another species.
Yeah.
But they're like a demonic species, but they're, like, almost like some people believe Sasquatch is, like, an animal that lives in the forest. Like a humanoid animal. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
They do believe that they prefer to remain in solitude and in isolation. And it's not like they're seeking to go out and kill and destroy, like, on a rampage. Mm-hmm. But because of the growing populations have pushed some trolls out of hiding and they feel threatened by the presence of humans. Humans are thought to be the descendants of God and the children of God. Again, it goes back to Christianity. And the trolls despise anything that has to do with the Christian because they're demons and they're from the underworld.
That makes sense.
And they hate the smell of Christian blood.
Again.
It's
same
not just children though in El Salvador. It's just
all
Christian blood. So that's my El Salvador, and that comes from a neighbor who he is El Salvadorian, and like there's a whole, I know like probably 14 people that live in El Salvador.
Wow. Like
half and half, and I've had numerous people tell me similar accounts. They also will put offerings out of their house too, just like in Mexico.
Okay.
They do that as well. They'll put offerings.
I mean, honestly, like, why not? Like, just in case, even if they're, whether you believe or not, or whatever, like, just have all your bases covered, right? Like,
have your bases covered just in case, yeah. And then we get into, like, kind of more pop culture. This is like the end of it. Just, I don't know, I'm trying to like tie it into like modern day, I guess. Even though these stories are like accounts that they're modern. Like these are things that
are still happening.
Yeah. Yeah, like within the past, in December, I was told this stuff.
Yeah.
In December 2023.
I mean, it's old tales that have been happening the whole time.
Well, the stuff I just talked about happened just recently in December. Yeah. Like the El Salvador stuff was just in December.
That's crazy.
Like that was very recent. So in pop culture, if you remember, there was a movie called Labyrinth.
Yes.
So Labyrinth, it came out in 1986. It was a music fantasy filmed and directed by Jim Henson with George Lucas as the executive producer. It was based on the conceptual designs of Brian Froud. The film was written by Terry Jones, and many of its characters were played by puppets produced by Jim Henson's Creature Shop. The film stars Jennifer Connelly as a 16-year-old Sarah and David Bowie as Jareth, the Goblin King. In Labyrinth, Sarah embarks on a quest to reach the center of an enormous otherworldly maze to rescue her infant half-brother Toby, whom she wished away to Jareth, the Goblin King. And that is 100% from Wikipedia, just so you know. Like I just wanted like the basis, like
the synopsis of the story.
Movie, so that's just 100%. But my whole point of bringing that up and reminding people of that movie is, although they are goblin creatures in the movie, they are depicted of how trolls are described in many cultures around the world. So when you watch that movie, to me, it kind of puts it into pop culture perspective of like trolls and all the different little creatures they had in there. They are like little...
I never saw the movie.
You never saw the movie?
No, it's one of those movies that like I feel stupid for never seeing. Never seen Top Gun. Like that's on my list. It's on the same list of movies that I have to see. You're like, oh well, then never mind. We're not going to talk about this. No, I'm sure that they all have. A million other people, everyone else in the world has definitely seen this movie. It's just me.
Well, the thing about Labyrinth now, when I watch it as an adult, it's kind of creepy because it's basically like this 16-year-old girl she's looking for her brother Toby, who she cast away. She made a wish, like, I wish, like, you would just... Because she was babysitting him, and he was just crying a lot and being annoying. So the beginning of the movie is her babysitting him.
Yeah.
He's crying, he's being annoying because he's a little baby. She's 16, she can't deal with it, so she's basically like, I wish... Whatever her wish was, like, I wish the Goblin King would just take you away. So then, goblins come, which look like little trolls to me, is where I tied it together. And then they take the baby... And then she has to go to this world, and she has to go through this maze, and she has to get to the baby to rescue the baby from the Goblin King, which is David Bowie. And David Bowie is like, when you watch it now, it's just like a weird pedophile creep movie where he's like this grown man, and he like falls in love with her, and she's like 16, but like she looks even younger.
Yeah.
And it's just creepy because I watch it now as an adult and I'm just
That's
like,
weird.
Ew. Like he's
totally
perving on her. I don't like it. But all the little creatures in the movie remind me of little trolls, how these different trolls were depicted. Yeah. That's the only reason why I mention it. But
well, so what that kind of reminds me of, just the movie synopsis, is there was an old movie, Disney movie. Of course. It was one of those Disney original movies, so it was only aired on TV. And came out like 98, 99, around that time. And it was called Don't Look Under Your Bed. And it showed like the monsters under your bed, but there was like a whole world under there. And a sister had to go in and save her little brother and go to this whole world of like the monsters under the bed.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's just like the same thing. They probably stole the idea.
Yeah.
Just it's
there
not
was also a movie called Monsters.
Yeah, I was thinking of that too.
I used to love that movie too.
So the Don't Look Under Your Bed is almost like, I feel like a mix between Monsters and what you're saying Labyrinth is.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm making too much of it, but it was just looking back now as an adult watching it. The way he, like, obsesses about Jennifer Connelly's character. Well, in real life... it looks like little trolls.
Yeah.
See, that's supposed to be
a movie. Yeah, that's totally the little trolls. But you know what? In the movie's defense, David Bowie is a fucking goblin. He's a monster. He doesn't have an age.
Yeah, he's a goblin king.
Right? So he's not...
But see how she's looking at the images of the labyrinth,
like, still
puppets
images.
Yeah,
yeah.
So to me, I'm like, that looks like little trolls.
What is Pan's Labyrinth? Oh my gosh.
Pan's Labyrinth is a really good movie.
Is that about Peter Pan?
No.
Oh, I was
not
hoping
at
that it
all.
was Peter Pan's, like, into his, like, weird world.
Another good one is Legend.
Legend? And I'm in a whole rabbit hole
Yeah.
of this shit.
So-
I need to get off the
No.
computer.
You should all watch Labyrinth. You should watch Pan's Labyrinth. And you should watch Legend.
Legend?
Yeah.
Oh, is it 2015 movie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No. It's not 2015.
This one
Yes.
sounds right. Okay.
It's from, what year is that from?
It is from I have no idea, but
It's
looks
like
it's a
19
movie. It's Tom Cruise. It's Tom Cruise.
And
movie.
yeah, Tom
Just
Cruise
get
is
the
in
Tom
it.
Cruise movie.
It's from the 80s and it has unicorns in it.
It's weird.
It's really weird. These are the
Yeah.
movies I grew up with. I do really like
No wonder
them.
you're so fucking weird. It's all making sense.
Yeah.
My God.
Those were like
Okay,
some of
well,
my favorite movies growing up
How
when I was a
fun.
kid.
All right, well, let's get off this and let's
Yeah, so
End
thank
your
you so much
recording.
for listening to our episode today all about trolls. And let us know if you've ever seen a troll in a cave or a
Right,
forest or by a volcano.
I definitely have never seen trolls. I've never
Have you seen anything shapeshift?
like I didn't really realize that it was so like we have Bigfoot here, so Bigfoot's like a thing here.
Yeah.
But and unicorns are fun to think about, but I never knew that people actually thought that trolls were real. So okay, well anyways, thank you guys so much for listening, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe,
Yes.
and email us at conspiraciesunlocked@gmail.com, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
That was a really bad send off.
That was.
Our bye was not like bye.
No, it was not.
We'll
That
have to
is
do it on
correct.
here, like a good send off.
Yes, we
And
will.
it says slow connection, which is making me nervous.
I know it is to me too.
And I was trying to show everybody my Denver, what is this called?
I don't know.
Beanie.
Oh, beanie.
I was gonna say hoodie. That I got it when we did our
It's cool.
Denver episode.
Today I went to get coffee, and you know what I did? I said, "Oh my gosh, I love your hoodie." It was not a hoodie, in fact.
What was
it had no hood. It couldn't be a hoodie.
I call everything a hoodie.
I do too, apparently. And I'm all, I guess sweater. Like, what do we call that thing? It's like a sweater, but without the hood.
Yeah, I got the like pop your collar going on today and a turtleneck because it's raining. It's cold.
Okay, and we're done. We're gonna end this, okay?
Yeah.
But we will, if you want to go look at our YouTube, we'll be back on later on this afternoon with YouTube.
Brittany.
And, with our Brittany stuff, and then which is a YouTube exclusive. And we might be on with another fun episode. Okay? Thank you guys so much for listening. Bye.
Bye. Oh, we gotta do it together.
Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Bye.